Eternity man lives in solitude, because solitude is his fortitude. Magical bag of tricks shall pave the way. Eternity man shall save the day for makeshift sound.
In South Austin, Buda, and we're here at the Manny's famous hat shop, Texas Hatter. And how long you been in this business?
Literally all my life. My dad was a hatter before I was even born, so I've been doing this since I was a kid, and grew up in the back room of a hat shop very similar to this.
On the same location? Is that your dad was in the same location?
No, we've been all over. We were in Houston, Abilene, back to Pasadena, Texas, from Pasadena back into Houston, and from Houston back up to Austin. And then I came out here later on.
That's great. I saw you, I look at your pictures here, you have quite a bit of repetition, huh? Your pictures are Ronald Reagan, Willie Nelson. You must be quite famous in Texas, huh?
Well, I think this place has afforded me the opportunity to meet some very nice people.
Yeah.
That's up to including movie stars and just plain people. I've made a lot of friends over the years that I wouldn't take anything in the world for. From Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you over there?
I was over there in 1963 and 64.
Nice. Yeah, it's kind of, I wanted to mention that because since 20 years anniversary, isn't it? With the ending of Vietnam War. And a lot of Vietnam War veterans didn't get that recognition they should have, like the World War II veterans. And anyway, do you have any comment you want to say on that?
Yes, I think they were just cheated out of a homecoming, and through that, even back into the days of the Druids, when they would go on a crusade, when they came back to their home area, they were rehabilitated more or less before they could rejoin the tribe. And all of these things that everyone else received were that type of rehabilitation, and then we didn't get any of it, and didn't get any recognition, and now so many of them are. We hold, Vietnam soldiers hold a lot of records for being the most, having the most drug addicts, having the most people in jail, having the most divorces, having the most, all the bad things, because they didn't get that acceptance back into the tribe. I think if you should have to go to war, it should be turned over to the generals entirely and let them do it. They know how to do it. They know what the problems are and so on and so forth, and give them that job and tell them to get it done, and then back off of it as far as the politicians go. And the Gulf War, I thought, was fought that way. The generals ran the war right up to the last, and then the politicians had to get back in it and stop them a little too soon, maybe, but that was their orders, and that's what they followed. And I'm sure to this day there's two generals that I know of that would have liked to finish what they had going.
How many stars? I noticed a lot of country westerns singers and everything in there.
Gosh, I would have no idea. I've never sat down and counted them. I correspond with them. I know them all, and I enjoy them as friends. I have just the other night the guy that played Sanford, played on Sanford and Son, played the white cop that always got the jive talk mixed up. A guy named Howard Platt called me the other night and talked for about an hour. And, I mean, he goes from way back. And,
what year did you start this particular location?
This location about 15 years ago. I've been downtown Austin and then kept moving south, you know, just to, I tell everybody, San Antonio's coming this way so fast and Austin's coming this way so fast, I'm going to have to go west next, I guess. I try and keep it that way. I'm one of these old crazy guys that, you know, I learned from a pro. My dad was an extreme perfectionist, and if I made a mistake, he had the ability to just slap the fire out of me, tell me not to do that anymore, and so I learned quick. And probably the felt, and the hat that I've got on right now is becoming very well known because of the effects on the people. The half-breeds, as I call them, don't let any sun come through the hat and don't let any sun reflect off the hat, yet you stay cool up here on top. So it's the ultimate in headgear. Besides that, they look neat, and they protect you, not you having to protect them, but they protect you. Well, we don't sell. We don't sell any cheap grade materials. We sell the top of the fur felt line and the top of the beaver line, and we sell pure Panama. It's not shanton. Shanton is rice paper rolled up and made into a hat. And we use natural products, in other words. And we finish them the way that they were finished 60 years ago. And it's a little slower, but it's more fun, you know. And anybody could work in a plant that turned out thousands and thousands of hats and not know who they're going to. But I get to see each person, almost every person that gets a hat on, and see whether they smile or frown, and if it fits just right or if it doesn't fit just right, and try and make the little corrections that will make it fit perfect. And that way, if it fits them good, they'll wear it, they'll get compliments on it, and that way it'll come back to me in the long run. But the way we run things is just, we shouldn't exist in today's society, I don't guess, but that's the way we're going to do it. We get most of our felt material from Winchester, Tennessee, and there's a little sleepy village there that you wouldn't expect anything to be in, and there's one plant there, and it makes hats, but it makes the raw bodies. It doesn't do finished hats. And we order the bodies from him, and then we make them up. We do the finish work on them. There's two factions in hat making. There's what they're called back shops, where bodies are made, where the raw material. And then this is called a front shop. That's where the hat's put on, or ready to be put on somebody's head. Stetson, Resistol, all the big names, those are front shops too. But not, I don't compare with them at all, because they're massive, and they're out to put hats on the multitudes. I'm out to put hats on the few. They want to be different and enjoy something that looks good on their head. All right, in my opinion, I make a hat that is made to take care of you. And if you get out in the rain in it and it gets wet, it should hold up, and it should keep your head dry. That's the whole idea of the hat making. If I can't make a hat that'll hold up to weather and to blowing off down the road a little bit or something like this, then I'll change occupations, because that's what a hat's supposed to do, is take care of you, not you take care of it. The new modernization in the plants and everything, they've eliminated all the steps that really make hats worthwhile. And you get out in them and they fall down, they look like a bonnet on your head. And then people that buy them at Joe Blow's Western Wear or wherever bring them out here for me to fix, you know. And which confuses me at times. If they know I'm here, why don't they get a hat here and know that it won't do that to them next time. For Leon Coffey, he's a clown for bull riders, and for several other rodeo clowns and rodeo people. But I think our best test source is on the UT campus. There's two organizations, the Silver Spurs and Texas Cowboys, and it seems like they have a little introductory session where their hats come in smelling like malt or hops, and they're turned wrong side out, stomped on, everything else. And we completely redo them. We hadn't lost one in 10, 15 years, I guess.
They use their hats to
it's part of the initiation.
Money and beer and all that.
Yeah. And if they survive those two organizations, they'll survive anything. Red Stegall.
Incredible repetition that people give you hats from.
Well, I enjoy my repetition. I've been able to meet Ronald Reagan in person. And I'll tell you today, disregard politics, anything else, that's the most impressive man I've ever met in my life. He was sincere, he believed in what he was doing, and he tried to do his best. And I think he was sincere till the day he got out. And everything he did he was held back on through the other party, but that's another story. As a person, I like him a lot. I mean, he is a real good person. No,
This is it.
I made hats right out of this building for, Bill Whitliff has been a friend of mine for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill and the wardrobe
Lady out there.
man came out here and said, you know, here's the script of Lonesome Dove, and here are the pictures of the main actors and the person they're going to play.
Yeah.
And they said, make hats for them, which to me was a great honor. I should have paid them. But
What about Redheaded Stranger or any other?
I've done all of Willie's movies, and since Electric Horseman and all that other stuff. And
So you did a couple for Redford too, huh?
yeah.
And of course, Willie Nelson.
Willie, if he could get out, is a good friend. You know, he just can't get out in public hardly anymore.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's a sad story because he's just a genuine human, and he loves to get out, and he's just hemmed up to where he can't go anywhere nowadays. When we started moving out to the west,
basically just a shadow for the sun. That's the idea
we
behind
took
it.
the people took with them what they had, and they got to looking at the Mexican vaqueros, and they wore the big tall hat with the big wide brim, and we stole the idea from them. I mean, it's not original to us. We stole a lot of things from the Mexicans. We stole the saddle, we stole the rope, we stole the
whole Western idea.
The whole Western idea, yeah.
But the original hat, was that basically just for good looks, or was it for
No, it
shadow
was for a
and the hot
purpose.
sun?
The high crown of the hat held the heat away from the head. It formed an insulating pocket up there, and it held the heat away from the head. And the Texas sun can fry your brains if you,
Yeah.
I mean, literally. And the wide brim was to shade you and give you as much protection as it could. And the same thing in the wintertime, you lose 80% of your body heat through the top of your head. If you put on heavy galoshes and heavy coat and everything else and leave the hat on, you're going to freeze to death because all your heat's going to run right out the top of your head. If the least you would come out of it would be with a very severe head cold. And if you put a plug up there and stop that heat from leaking out, you'll stay warmer with less clothing and come out better.
So it's actually it's good for winter and summer, you know.
Oh, yeah.
For science.
Hats through time have always been a symbol of authority also. That's why police officers and military still wear hats. It's to show rank and authority. Even in the Pharaoh days, the pharaohs were allowed to wear a big, almost like a sunbonnet. And the workers that were out in the fields and everything couldn't wear a hat because that's was the Pharaoh's position. He could cover his head and keep the sun off of him. Even crowns are. There's another hat that I always like to talk about, and that's a dunce cap. You know, in the old days in school, they would put this dunce cap on you and set you in the corner. You could look at the wall. And there's another hat that's just exactly like it, has the same meaning, but it belonged to Merlin the magician, and all the magicians wore these. And what the idea was that the cone shape of that hat would funnel spiritual energy into their head. And it wasn't really to set the guy off in a corner and make him look dumb. It was to energize him a little bit and have him sit over there and have nothing to think about and get some spiritual energy in his head. And that's a true story. That's originally it was just to decorate the hat, to let somebody know who it was. And
They carry it around so they put it under their chin to hold the hat on?
well, that's called that's a chin strap or a stampede string. When they'd get in a stampede, they'd buckle that thing up and hold the hat down. But the hat bands have always been decorations, and that's where we got the name 10-gallon hat, as a matter of fact. The Mexicans used to make a very good, high-quality sombrero. And they would decorate it with real gold rope. And they'd sew on the cheaper ones would get maybe one row of this rope. And the most expensive ones, the finest ones, had 10 rows of this gold rope. And this rope was called galleons. And so the expression really started out that it meant, see that guy in that real fine hat, see that guy in that 10-gallon hat, 10 gallon.
So it doesn't hold 10 gallons?
No, it also means that you could probably hold a gallon of water, fill it up 10 times without it leaking through the crown, which made it a real good hat, top quality hat. It'd hold the water 10 times. But during the Roaring 20s and whatever, they started the cartoon cowboys, not cartoon, but
Making fun of them.
Making fun of them. They'd put these great big huge hats on them, and everybody thought that was a 10-gallon hat. And that's what most people's mental image is today, is of a 10-gallon hat.
Just a way of
Well, they actually use the thing for protection totally. I mean, they get out in that desert and go for days and days and days. And they'll sleep under that hat. They'll eat under that hat. and it doesn't come off because the heat out there in that area would just cook them. And they travel pretty slow, especially with donkeys.
Yeah.
No, not really. Like Hank Jr. He wears a hat on stage because his eyes are very light sensitive.
Oh, yeah.
And he wears one of these half-breed hats so he can stay cool. The lights are hot, you know.
Yeah, I think I've seen him on TV.
And he pulls that hat down over his eyes so that the lights don't bother you. And there's a lot of people that use them for that reason. I talked to him on the phone after he was very ill. And he said as soon as he got well, he'd come by and get a hat. I knew at that time that he wasn't going to get well. But he was a very kind gentleman over the phone. I wished I had have met him. I always thought a lot of him. My wife calls our living room the John Wayne room. We don't have quality control inspectors. We inspect ourselves. And as a hat moves down the line, if somebody sees a problem with it, they carry it back to the beginning and see if it can't be taken care of. If it can't be taken care of, we'll start over. No, actually, as far as out of state goes, I used to keep a map, put pins in it, where I sent hats to. And it turned out that I send more hats to New York State than I do to any other state outside of Texas. And it was real funny to me but there's a lot of horsemen up there. There's a lot of everybody thinks New York is the city, period. Yeah. And the way it works out is 90% of the people live in the city on 10% of the land. And the other 90% of the land is covered by 10% of the people, and it's some beautiful farms and everything up there. And a lot of fine horses are raised up there and everything.
Yeah, Tennessee and Kentucky, do you get many orders from them?
Yeah. I've been made a Kentucky colonel twice by two different governors.
Do you go by mail, or do people come down there and they order themselves? Just send in, they order?
Some of both. I have been up to New York and measured heads, and made hats for people. I've been to St. Louis, D.C., several different places to measure heads for dignitaries that were coming in and wanted to be Texanized or whatever. People come to the United States, they really think they're coming to Texas. And I've got two daughters that...
You both your daughter?
Well, no, one of them is with her husband in D.C. right now. He's in the military. And he has one more enlistment to go through. They'll both probably come back. I've got a son down in San Antonio that is on his last enlistment right now in the military. He'll probably come back. He's setting up kind of a permanent headquarters in New Braunfels. So we've been building on our reputation by doing the same thing over and over and over. I used to say we were kind of like Willie Nelson. Willie did his music and did it the way he wanted to, and kept doing it until it became good, you know. And it was the end thing to listen to Willie's music. And Willie's great. I'm not knocking him at all, because this is basically the same way we got started. Jerry Jeff, well, Alan Damron brought Jerry Jeff in. Jerry Jeff brought Willie in. And it was just a continuation of things like that got the country music business in here. I used to make about 80% of the country music people's hats, but they're all being touted by the major companies, and I can't compete on their basis. They get a new Silverado pickup truck and all the Wranglers they can wear and all the hats they can throw away, and I can't compete, and I don't blame them. If they can get that kind of deal, that's more power to them. I would not be ashamed to make one for him, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I think he's doing a great job so far.
You open 6 days a week here? 6 days?
5, actually.
5
We
days.
close Sundays and Mondays.
Yeah.
I tell everybody Monday is a religious holiday. I take it off religiously.
Yeah.
30 to 5:30.
That's out in Buda, and that's about a mile south of Austin, is it? Mile south
of the city limits. You can throw a rock at the city limits.
I can only see your shop backs from I-35. You probably can see your shop from I-35.
Oh, yes, very easily.
Yeah.
At exit 220, you can look across the highway and you're looking in our front door.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, you're making Buddha famous, to tell you.
Eternity man lives in solitude, because solitude is his fortitude. Magical bag of tricks shall pave the way. Eternity man shall save the day. Makeshift sounds of the future, more permanent sounds of the future. Hey, 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 surrealistic sounds of the future. Yeah, unbelievable sounds of the future. The multitudes have been rocking to the news spreads across the land, and I've been...
That's amazing.
It's a good bright light. Yes, it is. It's really strong.
I think it'll...
Got my hat on now, you get my picture.
This is a new style of this two-way hat.
Good.